we are asleep. Our life is a dream. But once in a while, we wake up enough to know that we're dreaming. We are asleep. Our life is a dream. But once in a while, we wake up enough to know that we're dreaming.
When we calm our mind, we can change the world, and we'll never feel alone, never alone, forever. When we calm our mind, we can change the world, and we never feel alone, never alone, forever.
Welcome.
Oh, welcome back, everyone. Did you miss us? We certainly did. We missed ourselves and we missed you.
We are so honored, Gabriela and me, to host this talk show, because tonight it's not a talk show. And Gabriela and me, we don't love to talk. No discussion. We have too much discussion, too much panel. We need less. We don't need more. And tonight it's absolutely exceptional because we host someone unique in the world. And also, and we want to say hello to all our brother parolees at Amity Foundation.
Hello, everyone at Amity. Thank you.
Love Amity. Home.
We love you all. We love you deeply, deeply.
And thank you so much to each of you to follow this talk show. And this, it's your spiritual experience. Please, you can ask any questions that you want, and especially to our guest, to Gabriela, to me, to any question that you want. Because tonight, it's not a talk show. It's a spiritual experience, very unique. You know, we know in America how it's extremely rare to find authenticity in spirituality. This is the most difficult in America. We have the chance in America to have Deepak Chopra. He's a treasure. Deepak is a treasure for each of us. But tonight we have also the chance to meet a friend of Deepak, someone absolutely exceptional that we met, Gabriela and me. Hello, Michelle. Good to see you from Tampa. And it's very unique, the person that you will see in a few seconds. I let Gabriela to present Romio. Please, Gabriela.
Well, you must already know him, and if you don't know him, you would have seen his tankas. Tankas are an expression of the divine, of consciousness in different states of awareness. So we're lucky because we have the painter himself. His books, he's sold many books. Actually, Deepak Chopra wrote the foreword to one of his most beautiful, quite coffee table size book. And it's just so wonderful because the tankas are experiences themselves. They take you into different realms and they allow you to experience consciousness and your own consciousness through your touching, meaning you're touching with your five senses of the tanka. So without you, let's welcome Romio. Romio, we have so many friends in common. We have Nepal in common, and we have Deepak in common, but we also have our love for Dharma in common. So please welcome Romio Shrestha.
And thank you. Hello, Derek from Amity. All the students are at Rainmaker as watching you, Romio.
Oh, Romio, you look amazing. You look incredible. I love what you're wearing. I love where you are, and we love you.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Oh, it's our pleasure. It's such an honor to have you, and it's also an honor for our viewers. You know, people need to know what is behind the scenes of who you are. You know.
Romeo, I have a first question for you. Um, how how can we explain that you are an exceptional reincarnation? Prove that you are an authentic reincarnation of a painter since many lives. Can you explain to everyone how is it possible to be an exceptional reincarnation in this world? How can we be recognized like that? Can you explain to us, Romeo?
Well, I was found as a 17th reincarnation of a monk artist from the Himalayas when I was 5. I had to heavy-heartedly say my monastery will have no walls. It will be in the hands of every single human being. There was no computer, internet, or mobile then. I meant it was time for every human being to awaken the divine inner guru rather than depend on a guru outside. Awaken the divine within and in each single person you meet in your life. I was the last speaker for Deepak in the millennium in Palm Springs, 1999. My message then was, in the last millennium, there was only one Buddha. Hopefully, there will be thousands of Buddhas born in the coming millennium. Every single one of you have a seed of Buddhahood. I see golden age on the horizon. 20 years of golden age has passed, and there is a great transformation happening. It is a revolution of unconditional love. In the 60s, there was a revolution of love, protesting against the war. Now we have a revolution of unconditional love, demonstrated initially among a few individuals and groups. It will soon widen to encompass greater numbers. Then it will flow into workshops, factories, offices, farms, parliaments, and even armies will be affected. They will find a new way of looking at the world. Light, light. That is what it's all about. A new kind of light, a new kind of love that will move from inner to the outer, from the unmanifest to manifest. It is time to reveal hidden treasures and uncover riches of which we never dreamed. Your success in life does not altogether depend on ability and training, but to be conscious of opportunities that are presented to you. You alone are responsible for yourself. You demonstrate success or failure according to your habitual trend of thoughts. For a positive thinker, every problem has a solution. And for a negative thinker, every solution is a problem. The only difference between God and human is God does not doubt. When you doubt, it's like driving with handbrakes on. Your engine is bound to heat up and you'll not get too far. Don't take anything personally. Whatever others do or say is nothing to do with you. It is only their own projection. Negative energy comes from outside. It is like a FedEx packet of shit. Don't sign for it.
Brilliant.
For your mind, with your mind, observe the mind. Ask yourself, where are you? Where are you? Where do you want to go? Employ your willpower for constructive purpose. Your mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy. Overcome fear with faith. Fear exhausts life force. Fear weakens your willpower. Fear paralyzes your nervous system. Fear lowers the vitality of your whole body. Fear sets your body out of balance. Fear of what? Every obstacle can be overcome by courage and faith. Forget the past. Be present, creating the future. Everything is possible. It is a waste of time to judge others when one should be working on their own personal spiritual growth.
Mhm.
You inherit your thought pattern and develop habits, mental habits that control your life. Mental habits draw to you certain things, people, and conditions. You need to replace your bad habits with good ones. Thought appears in the mind as waves in the ocean. Like the clouds wandering to the sky without roots nor home, thoughts do appear in your mind. Constructive works are always rewarded, and destructive works is always punished. Happiness depends to some extent upon external conditions, but chiefly upon mental attitude. Happiness does not depend on a change of circumstances. Some people make unhappiness their chronic habit, affecting themselves and all around them. If you are happy, you have everything. It is to be one with God. Sit in silence. Stop the ever continuing conversation in the mind and get in tune to your higher self, your divine self. Deep inside you, there's a pure being, pure light, pure energy, existing in total potentiality. Cut the roots of the tree and all the leaves will wither away. Cut the roots of your individual mind and the world of illusion will disappear. It is not rocket science to live conscious life.
Mhm.
Success is not based on the worldly standard of wealth, prestige, and power. Free yourself of your conceptual, intellectual, manipulative mind. Free your mind of all material, emotional, and spiritual baggage. Success is about living in peace and harmony with yourself and the universe.
Thank you so much, Romeo.
That's
Thank you.
beautiful.
Maybe what we can do is to see the video of your painting that we made yesterday. Like that, people can discover the beauty of your cosmic mind. Let's watch the video and we come back in 2 minutes with you. Tu Cheche. Tu Cheche.
Oh, that's beautiful. Michelle, that's beautiful. It's a beautiful composition. It goes very well with Romio's work. It's beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you, thank you. We want to have the question of the audience to
Yes.
exchange, and it's wonderful to have our friends at Amity Foundation, at the Rainmaker. They are watching you, so maybe Derek can say to us what you feel when you see Romeo. Because it's exceptional to have the chance to meet a master online like that. So, what do you feel when you meet Romeo, our friend? Huh? I think, what do you think, Gabriela? I think it's a good question.
Yes, I think it's a good question. What do you feel, and how do you feel after the experience of the tankas? Because there's a very particular activation that happens. It brings you peace immediately, that you must have noticed. But what else does it bring you? Hello, Samir.
Thank you, Samir. Good to see you. I think the tanka also, it's a way to expand our mind beyond the reality. As Romeo, you explain in your beautiful talk, life is beyond emotion. And a tanka, it's a window that we open on the cosmos. Oh, thank you, Derek, for your comment. So this is what you feel. It's yes, it's an exceptional, an excellent art. It's very, very nice. It's very nice. Thank you, Claudia. And each of us, we can share your question with Romeo. I have a. Oh, thank you, Derek, for the music. It was my offering for Romeo when I have composed this music to say all my love. Uh, Romeo, how do you become a painter? How do you become the painter that you are today? Because it's not human what you are able to do. You are not human. How can we become a painter as you are?
Well, It is a very profound subject. Like, I would describe my paintings or my art as a mirror image of your higher self. So when you look at my tankas or my paintings, imagine you're looking in a mirror. It is a mirror image of your higher self, beyond your mind. So as a painter, I don't know how I became a painter, but in my tradition, the work is so vast, that is never finished. So to finish the work from my past life, through the bardo, you consciously choose to come back as a human body. It's like a potluck. You never know where you are born. It is very fascinating. Of a particular time, particular space. This is why, when I understand that concept, for me, there is only one time. Now, present. You can talk about being late or being early, but when you arrive is the right time. For anything to happen, there is only one time, and it's called the right time. All the other time does not matter. It is just gossip and discussion.
Romeo, Tera asked you, what is your process? How long does it take to complete a tanka? I think it's a question that everyone wants to ask to you. Thank you, Tera. It's a question that everyone we want to ask you. How does it take long to complete a tanka?
See, when you go into a divine higher self, time, the concept of time does not exist. This is where deadline, the concept of time. So if I had time in my mind, I would never do any of the works I do. Because the last body of work in Tibet House in New York last year was a body of work that took me 10 years with 15 apprentices. So 150 years of manpower went on painting the canvas. So usually, normally they take 6 months, 8 months, a year and a half. But as I say, I'm not an artist with only 2 hands. I have 1,000 arms. What I conceive in my mind, what vision I see in my mind. There are thousands of people out there who is willing to give me a hand. This is where the last image of the 1,000 arm Chandriji came from. Somebody asked me once, but is there a person with 1,000 arms? I said, no. When you are on the right track, you will have support and help of thousands of people. It will be like having 1,000 arms.
Romeo, I have a question, a difficult question for you. Because as you know, Gabriela, me, Deepak, and our friend Punacha Machaya, we have co-created a world movement, Never Alone, for the suicide prevention. As you know, suicide is the second common cause of death from 10 years old. I know you have a special story about suicide, a personal story. Do you accept to share with you and Gabriela and me and to everyone who listen to us your personal story with suicide?
Well, at this moment, I'm all yours. I am more than happy to share everything you want to know of me. So yes, about suicide, as a young, just turned teenage, for the first time, I had fallen in love. For 16 lifetime, I was a celibate monk. For the first time, I had fallen in love again in a relationship. But because of the strict caste system in Nepal, I could not be together with my beloved. Something in my mind lost the balance. I wanted to kill myself. I tried many ways, but something deep inside told me it was not time. The fear of death did not allow me to go through the fine line of life and death. I tried many ways, including overdosing with drugs. But somehow, there must be a reason I did not succeed. I decided to go to the cremation ground to understand death. I saw many human bodies transformed to smoke. I saw many live human transition to a corpse. But in my little head, I still wondered what death was. What was the difference between that corpse that's lying dead and that human being that is walking? It was breath. So breath, how we breathe, is very important. So this is why I say, in my clinic, as long as you are breathing, you're okay. If you have stopped breathing, there's no way you can do anything. But as long as you are breathing, till the last breath, you have a hope. But anyway, I used to wondering with the Babas there. Then I came across one Baba known as Paglangan Baba, the Mad Baba. He claimed to be 115 years old. And was kind of very aloof, almost out of this world, behaved like a madman. Early in the morning, you could find the biggest business people of the city come offer him lots of food, fruit. But in 15 minutes, it would be all gone. He has no attachment to anything. He just had one set of clothes, black clothes, and he wandered. And everybody, I asked a few Babas and says, oh, he could tell you maybe, he's Siddhi. Siddhi means enlightened. So I tried many ways, many times to talk to him, but he had nothing to do with it. But one summer afternoon, I had just bought a bag of those easy peel oranges. And I was peeling them, walking down. And as I finished peeling it, I just saw from the corner of my Baba, I caught him sitting down on the side, very close. And my automatic reaction was to break it in half and offer half of the orange to him. Now, because it was a hot summer afternoon and a juicy orange, very tempting. So he accepted my gift. And I took that opportunity to sit by him and peel another orange. And then again offered one orange to him. And I said to him, Baba, this is my story. And if there is no place for love in this world, why would anyone want to live in this planet? What kind of a world would be if there was no love? I do not want to live here. I want to kill myself. And I've been trying to kill myself. And he was just enjoying his orange, and suddenly he spoke. And he looked straight into my eyes. He says, "You're going to die anyway. Why hurry it?" And I thought, oh my God, am I going to die? He said, "You have no choice. You're going to die anyway."
Point.
And at that second, at that moment, my mind transformed. I'm going to die anyway. Why am I trying to hurry it? To have this human body form is a blessing, an opportunity to transition from any circumstances. I was talking to an old Gorkha warrior today, and I was talking about Michael, and I says, there's a suicide. For me, you going with your Gorkha knife into war is like suicidal. How did you manage to come back alive with a balanced mind? And he told me, look, one thing as a human being you have to understand is no matter what circumstances comes in your life, you must be brave enough to face it. Only if you knew that a sixth sense kicks in. Like when you are on a rough road, you need to put four-wheel drive. There's a divine sense that kicks in. A human being can survive in ice or in a desert or in a jungle. We are like those animals that change colors. What do you call them, Gabrielle?
The chameleons.
Chameleons. We human beings can adapt to any situation. If you only knew that deep inside you, there is that pure being, pure light, pure energy, existing in total potentiality. You could call it your higher self.
Romeo, thank you so much to share your experience. And our friend Derek from Amity Foundation with all our brothers are very touched. They wrote just a beautiful comments to say thank you. And I think since the beginning, we talk a lot about our Deepak Chopra. We love Deepak. And this is a moment to listen what say Deepak about the life. So let's listen Deepak. And just after, we will have the chance to have Reverend Tempoles, Dr. Reverend Tempoles, because she has a common point with you, Romeo. She is beyond religion. This is what we love. What you talk about God, you talk about human being, you talk about the Buddha, but you are beyond religion. And it will be beautiful to have just after you, Reverend Dr. Tempoles, and we come back to you for another question. But first,
Yeah, well, this is about religion. I'm a born Hindu, brought up Catholic, ordained as a 17th cadet Buddhist, married to Irish Protestants, and most of my friends are Jewish. So as far as organized religion is concerned, I'm very confused. And I've come to the conclusion that my mother was the only teacher that taught me unconditional love. No other religion ever taught me unconditional love. So I thought, okay, my religion is my mother.
Beautiful. I love
If only human race understood the divine feminine and approached every single walking woman on this planet as a divine mother. Because imagine every single human being walking on this planet, including Jesus Christ and the Buddhas, was created in the divine womb of the divine mother. Without a mother, there is no you. There is no religions.
It's true.
There's nothing.
That's true.
So that is the new consciousness that has to arise. Because in this modern day world, women have been treated as blow-up dolls or commercial prop-up because of the lust energy, that attractive energy we have for co-creation. And now if the system, not only Me Too movement, but mothers too,
I love that.
will respect the purpose or the work of a mother. Because she is the first food, first teacher, first everything. And in the first 5 years is when our personalities are built.
so beautiful. Let's listen, Deepak, Reverend Temple, and we come back to you. We want to make a talk show with you all the night. let's listen, Deepak Chopra, oh brother.
Okay.
So I feel compelled to tell you what I think the truth is, even though it's jarring sometimes in the beginning because you're not maybe used to this way of thinking. Maybe you are. Anything that you can see, perceive, imagine, conceptualize, think about is not real. If you can see something, it's not real. If you can perceive it, it's not real. What is real is the consciousness that is projecting that experience. So right now, you're sitting there. I see you as a physical body. Mm-hmm. You see me as a physical body. You see this room. None of it is real. This is a particular state of consciousness that is being perceived as this. It's our collective dream right now. Wittgenstein, the German philosopher, said, we are asleep, our life is a dream. But once in a while, we wake up enough to know that we're dreaming. So right now, what you're going through, actually, even that question is you're waking up to the real reality. Everything that we call a physical body is a impermanent, ongoing perceptual activity in consciousness. The activity in consciousness can't be real. When you say, I'm a body, which one? A zygote, an embryo, a baby, a toddler, a teenager, an adult, an old person. So when you start to really examine the physical world very closely, including the physical body, you realize it's not real. The only real thing is the consciousness that's projecting it, which you just call the soul.
Mm-hmm.
That is not in time. Everything else is in time. And because everything else is in time, what we are experiencing as the physical world right now is a lucid dream in a vivid now. It's a lucid dream in a vivid now. You go past the dream and he's there and you're there and you're both timeless. Now, if you totally, not only intellectually, but experientially comprehend them, then even death becomes a construct. Death is a human construct for experience. All experience is born and dies instantly. So before you came into that room, that experience is dead.
Yeah.
By the time I hear your words, they don't exist. By the time you look at me, the one that you looked at me, that snapshot of perceptual experience doesn't exist. I mean, people talk about impermanence, but impermanence is very fundamental. In every moment is born and dies. But the moment in which it is born and dies, it's very kind of paradoxical, is not in time. This moment is not in time. Have you ever seen a moment show up from there, come here and then disappear there? No, right?
No.
So there is, the moment is never born, it doesn't die. The experience is born and it dies, and it's happening constantly.
Hello.
Oh.
Temple Hayes, how are you?
We don't hear you, Temple. We don't hear you. Maybe you are not on mute.
Hey, it must be Thursday night, right?
It has to be Thursday night.
Here we are on Thursday night. Are we dedicated or what? Oh my goodness. Every week, here we are.
I know.
Namaste, namaste, everyone. Or shall we say namaste? The mask I'm wearing protects me and welcomes you.
That's a good one, Temple. I like that.
Well, it's not my original idea, though I do have a few of those. This happens to be something I saw on Facebook. But wow, are you having a heavy conversation tonight? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, pretty intense, huh?
We have a question for you, Temple, because
Yes.
Romeo, as he explained, is beyond religion.
Yeah.
You are also beyond religion. So, for you, what is the difference between religions and spirituality? How can we be beyond religion? What is your vision about that? Because at First Unity, you embrace every religion and every people with no religion. So, what is your vision about religion and spirituality? What is the difference?
Well, to me, religion is made by people, mostly men. Religion is human made, and spirituality is sacred and its natural laws. And within every culture, whether it is a mystic, a born Buddha, or a Messiah, they have been born in this life to say over and over again that you must get away from, to experience really the magic and miracles of the divine. You must get away from how humans have made God to be. God is not a man with a beard in the sky, and so we have dehumanized people's relationship with God by making it something in religiosity that it's nasty. We're born sinners, and we must stay disconnected with it. Where in spirituality, we are made out of the image and likeness of everything, that essence that God is made of. There's a funny little story, and I know, Michelle, you like to learn from fun. So it's a story of this young man that goes to study in a monastery, and the abbot tells him to go into some of the old records that they've had for centuries, and to find out some of those old records and to see if they need to write some new laws from them. And so he calls the abbot and he says, "You're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe it." And the abbot says, "What? What is the problem?" And the abbot comes out crying, and they go, "What is it? What is it?" And he said, "The word was celebrate, not to be celibate." You know, copy after copy after copy after copy was a great misunderstanding of what was originally meant. And we're here to celebrate the divine. So what freedom from religion means is to explore so many different avenues of truth that you no longer need to be bound by one set of rules. It's very rule oriented. Religion enslaves people. Spirituality empowers people. And yet, you know, we must be aware, because we have traditional religiosity that wants to keep us separate from our connection to God and say that we are unworthy and undeserving, and that enslaves us, that we can be owned and hurted as human beings. But the other part is we have a lot of, you know, spiritual people that are teaching us just be happy, you know, and everything's in divine order, and we're set out to replace common sense. So somewhere there's a connection in the middle that we bring in more of the spiritual laws, and in the natural essence of things, you know, there is this deep connection to nature. And that everything happens naturally. As our beautiful Romio said before, we die when we're supposed to die. We stop breathing when we're supposed to stop breathing. But in the natural way, animals have instincts, and human beings, we have intuition. And so it's learning how to be connected to that essence again, that sense about us, to listen to our heart. I knew we were having our show yet again, so I called my little 4-year-old over, and I asked her, you know, she was talking about fear, and I said, "Well, you know, what do we do about fear?" And she said, "We breathe in our heart. We learn to breathe in our heart." So that we connect to spirit in the most beautiful way. It's religion wants to own us. Spirituality, there is nothing to be owned. It is all temporary, and we only get to use it for a period of time.
So beautiful. Temple, this is so beautiful. I wanted just to add a little thing in a few seconds. Religion comes from Latin, religere. Religere, Latin, doesn't mean at all to judge someone. Religere in Latin means exactly to be connected.
Yep.
So at the origin, to have a religion means to be connected. We are in a difficult time because we are disconnected. This is the exact meaning of religion. We commit suicide, we are depressed because we are disconnected. So Temple, when we listen to you, or when we see you, when we see Gabriela, we feel connected immediately. So Temple, thank you so much for this brilliant teaching. A few seconds.
Yeah, but I just want to say, you think about it in your own personal life as an individuation of God. When you're out of balance, when you're overly stressed, when you give things power and you put into positionality or your need to be important and you get out of sync, you have a virus. As an individual, you have a virus. On the collective, we're having a virus to get us back in sync, to get us back in balance, to remind us of what really matters, to remind us of what is really important. And those of us that have learned how to live, in working with the spiritual laws of what is sacred, we understand that this is the most beautiful time.
Yes.
Right? Because we understand that this is working for us, not against us. And those people that have been trained with religiosity that, you know, you're never enough and bad things are always going to happen to you, then they're not seeing that this way. They're seeing it as something that is out to get you, and it's a terrible inconvenience, and how is it going to affect my greed and my, you know, my ego. But this is a sacred time in, and it's been so magical. And if you're willing, those that are listening, it allows you to deepen the connection. And when we have a connection with God, we would never take our lives, because we would never take the life of essence of spirit away. And so when we believe in that natural essence of what God offers, we would not take that away.
Oh, Temple,
Beautiful.
thank
Beautiful.
you so much for your message. And now we can join Romayo for a last question that
Yes.
we would like to
All
ask.
together.
Thank you, Temple. Thank you.
Thank you, Temple, my love.
We love you. We
you.
love you, Temple. It's an honor to host you each week. Thank you.
Love you.
We see you just after. Last
We
week,
love you. Yes.
and after we go to dance with you.
Go to dance, baby.
Gabriela is in India. We see a beautiful light on Gabriela. She's already in India.
Yeah, I'm already gone. I'm back in the Himalayas.
Let's go.
Enough COVID restrictions.
Go back to Romayo. Romayo, to finish, we have a question. I would like an answer from you in 1 or 2 minutes. If someone comes to you and say, Romayo, I feel depressed. I don't find my place in this world. I have sometimes suicide. I don't feel good. What you say in 2 minutes to change the mind of this person?
I would tell them, imagine human race as a jigsaw puzzle. And you are a piece in that jigsaw puzzle. Without you, the big picture is not complete. So this is why you are important. No matter what you are thinking, mental hospital would not exist, if we didn't have mentality like you, or doctors, or healers. Your body can be healed. Your mind can be healed. You are just tourist in your physical body. This is the new essence, light. Human beings have to awaken the body of light. Beyond your emotional, physical, material, spiritual body, there is a body of light that travels in the universe in infinity, where concept of time does not exist. Then God locks you up in this physical karmic body called a human body. And when you die, you are free again. And as far as religion is concerned, every single religion, every single human being knows they found it here. They did not follow any religion. Just because you are born in a Hindu family, you become a Hindu. If you are born in a Christian family, you become a Christian. And as far as my concern about study is every religion, the essence of every religion is divine, unconditional love. But system has been placed, temples, churches, and they wanted to sell tickets to heaven. So it has turned into a cooperation. But if you really want to understand God, or what religion is all about, I think the glory of God can be experienced only in nature. It can be talked about, discussed, and read about in churches, temples, and mosques, and prayed to. But if you actually want to experience God, you have to go to nature, untouched by the human hands. That's where you will see the glory of God. I don't know what is wrong with this human race. It is the different mind, the greed. I think no birds ever polluted the sky, no any fish pollute the ocean. It is only human race that has polluted this planet Earth. Why? Only one reason: greed. It is one of the poisons known in the human mind that makes your humanity blind. And there is no end to it. Another one is anger. When you are angry, your humanity, your human mind stops thinking as a human. So you go kill yourself. And most suicide is caused by total arrogance. We human beings always want the world, the universe to go our way. And when it doesn't go our way, we get frustrated and say, okay, I want to kill myself then. I think every human being goes through that mindset. Some cross the line and some don't cross that fine line. But getting or having a human body, if you are conscious, then if you have a human body, it is a blessing, because it is an opportunity to transit, transform any thought pattern you inherited. And that is called the path of Dharma.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Romeo.
Beautiful. That's beautiful.
There is another way to help someone in difficulty. This is to have your book. Because if we don't feel good, if we feel sad, depressed, this is the medicine. I advise to everyone to have your book in our hands. Your book is a medicine, because immediately we go to the beauty. We go to God. We don't talk. You don't give tips. You don't give advices. No, you show the beauty. And when we see the beauty, like in your book, we feel better immediately. You can find all the books of Romeo on Amazon, of course. When I met Romeo the first time, I cried and I bought the books and I sleep, close your books every night. Umani pemeu, umani pemeu, umani pemeu, umani pemeu. Thank you, Romeo. Thank you to you. And thank you to Gabriela in India.
Yes, I'm in India now. I decided to be in northern India.
Thank you, Reverend Temple.
Oh,
To see you with Romeo and Gabriela. Thank you. Thank you. We feel good when we have this book. We are reconnected to God. No talk, no blah blah, no Romeo. In 1 second,
yes.
we feel better. Romeo.
When you look in your heart, you'll find me there.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have, my purpose in life is to awaken the divine in every single human being I meet in my life. If anyone has any problem at all, they can come to me and I can show them their divine self.
Beautiful.
Because lost in our everyday work, we sometimes forget our true self.
maybe to finish, someone from the audience or someone from Amity wanted to say something to Romeo or to Temple. What do you feel at the end of this amazing spiritual experience. I think we have never seen a talk show like that, Gabriela. What do you think?
No, not at all. I agree. It's definitely unique, but it's nice because we time traveled. You know,
Where are you, Gabriela, in India?
Michelle's joking. Michelle's joking. I'm actually in Malibu, Los Angeles.
Okay.
But he, because I look like I'm, just got out of an Indian temple, he's always teasing me because India and Nepal are my favorite places in the world. And I would rather be there right now. But I'm here with you virtually and it's beautiful.
Well, I have a home in Nepal. You could go and stay anytime.
Oh, that's so sweet. Whereabouts in Nepal? In Kathmandu?
Right in front of the Commander-in-Chief's residence.
Oh, wow.
In Pata.
Wow. I would
So
love to.
safe,
I've never.
safe and sacred. And there's a beautiful well.
Oh,
And in fact, I want to create it a place where people can awaken their divine self.
we have a beautiful message from our friend Derek from Amity Foundation. And Temple came also at Amity to give an amazing teaching. Really,
Love Amity.
thank you, Amity. We love you. We are with you every day with our meditation class. And it's a magical moment, Romeo, that our brother from Amity Foundation, they can listen your medicine words, your Tanka words, your infinitate words, and can listen our temple. Oh, from Buffalo, Chris, thank you, from New York also. And can listen temple and can listen Gabriela. She's not in India. She has no places. Gabriela is flying. Maybe at the end you will see Gabriela flying in the street. Gabriela, are you ready to make some levitation now?
Always.
Oh, baby. Temple, we love you. It's
Thank you.
Love you very much.
every week.
Wise word.
You're brilliant. Thank you. We
Well,
love you.
I personally want to end. It is the goddesses that's going to save this planet.
Mm-hmm.
When the feminine energy actually awakens of the divinity, the divine mother in them,
Yes.
I agree.
then I think planet Earth will come into balance.
I agree. Long live the goddesses within us.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Romeo, for being with us. Thank you, Temple. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you, Gilbert. Thank you, Gilbert, for all the work that
Yes.
this
Yeah.
show
Leona.
to prepare the show, and Gilbert with all the team in Colombia. It's a show between Europe, Florida, Malibu, Los Angeles, Colombia. It's the world has no limit, like your painting has no limit. I recommend to everyone who have this book. This book, it's not a book, it's a medicine for our heart, for our mind. Thank you, Temple. It's like to listen to you, Temple. We love you, my baby.
And that's the second one about the goddesses.
Oh my gosh, he's so beautiful also. Wow.
Love.
Oh,
The first book was about enlightenment is possible in one lifetime. And the second one was it is time for thousands of goddesses to manifest, to end all sufferings of the world.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And the third one is Buddhas of Celestial Gallery, which explains you are all enlightened, just forgotten it.
I agree.
This
We
one.
are enlightened.
oh,
Wow.
this is unbelievable. It's beyond you.
Amazing.
Beyond you.
All of them was forwarded by Deepak, and it is a very simple, childlike message. I try to stay in this lifetime free of all dogmas,
Yes.
free of all system. So I could stay in a childlike, innocent mindset where everything was possible. Because in the very early stage, I found out God does not punish or reward. It is the temples and the churches and the mosques. There is a big riot in the heavens going on because all the suicide bombers are, in riots, in hoods, because they were all promised virgins in heaven. And they are saying, what will we do with virgins without a physical body? So there's a big riot going on in heaven. And all the Japanese suicide bombers too. They're saying, there's no Japanese heaven here. There's no Japanese noodle. We were fooled. So human mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy. It's a very fine line. And it's a very interesting concept that a human mind can be manipulated to become a suicide personnel or yourself. So every single one of you who is trying to think of suicide, please, you're going to die anyway. Don't hurry. In the short time you have in this planet, make good use of it and celebrate. Always celebrate. Have fun.
Thank you. Have fun. It was your pleasure. We stay in the back office, but we say bye-bye to all the audience. And special thanks again to Temple, to everyone at